everybody, and welcome to November. I will not be doing any theme this month because there's really no theme of Thanksgiving in board games, really. So what I'm going to do for this month is just show you some of the new games that I've picked up recently. And the first new game that I want to show you is called Welcome to the Dungeon by Iello. This game is a 2 to 4 player game that lasts about 30 minutes. It's like a press your luck trick-taking kind of game. And I'll explain it more, of course, here in a moment. But this game is really cute. The artwork is great. The pieces are really nice. And I picked it up, gosh, like a week ago. So I am really excited to show you all this game. And I hope you like it. So here's Welcome to the Dungeon by Iello. All right. Welcome to the Dungeon. It is a 2 to 4 player game. Plays for 30 minutes about. Let's go ahead and check our contents. We have our rulebook, and we have a bunch of chips and a deck of cards. And I want to show you a little bit about this box. So Welcome to the Dungeon by Iello comes in this cool box, which is perfect thickness for all of your chips and for your deck of cards. And if you wanted to sleeve these cards, you would still have plenty of space. And I also want to show you this cool part here that I saw actually today. I would sleeve these cards because you shuffle them a lot. They have a lot of good, lasting value. I haven't seen any wear out of them, and I've played the game a couple of times, but I would definitely sleeve them. And the box right here tells you exactly what size cards you have, so you know exactly what kind of sleeves you're gonna need. How handy is that? Alright, let me go ahead and get this game set up for you, and I will explain how to play. So in Welcome to the Dungeon, what you're doing is you have a deck of cards here that are a bunch of monsters, and you and your opponents are taking turns deciding whether you're going to take monsters that you draw from this card and put it into the dungeon and maybe face it later, or you're going to take this monster and you're going to sacrifice your adventurer's equipment to the monster in order to survive. And that might sound a little confusing to you, so let me start by showing you who your character is. At the beginning of the game, everybody is going to share the same character. So we as a team first are going to pick a character. Let's go with the mage. And depending upon which character we pick, he will or she will also come with equipment. Purple mage gets purple equipment, and all these equipment cards do different things. They will give, at the beginning of the game, your character will have the +3 and the +6 to their HP. They will also have this special ability, this, all of these things. And they start these with you start the game with your adventurer having all of this equipment. So what you're trying to do is press your luck to see if you're going to be the one to go into the dungeon with the least amount of equipment facing the most amount of monsters, or is it going to be your opponent? So here's how we play the game. On your turn, you take a card from the deck, you draw it, and then you can choose to either put this in the dungeon, or you can place it face down in front of you, and you can sacrifice one of these equipment cards to the monster. So for this, let's go ahead and put it in the dungeon. And what this means is next player is going to take their turn, and they can choose to also either draw a card and put it in the dungeon, or they can draw a card and sacrifice one of these equipment cards to the monster, or they can pass. And if they pass, then it goes to the next player's turn. If that player also chooses to pass, and then it goes to the next player's turn and they choose to pass, the last person standing is the person that takes the adventurer with all of their remaining equipment and goes out into the dungeon and fights the monsters. So let's do a couple of rounds of this and I will show you what I'm talking about. So we've put a monster into the dungeon already. Let's do next player's turn. They draw a card. Instead of put this in the dungeon, let's sacrifice something so we don't have to take it. So we put it face down. None of the other players know what it is. And we pick one of these equipment cards that we sacrifice to the monster. Let's go with this, the +6 HP, and we'll sacrifice the monster. Now you might be thinking, why would I do that if I want to go into the dungeon? Why would I sacrifice something that gives me the highest HP? The reason you would do that is because most of the time you are going to try to force the other players to go into the dungeon. It's a lot easier, what I've learned from this game, is to keep taking away things, keep adding monsters until someone's like, nope, I'm out. And then you go into the dungeon. You have to push really hard and press your luck to succeed in this game, I think. So that's why I would take this, because I don't want my opponents to be able to go into the dungeon with a lot of strength like that. So I've taken that away. Next player's turn. They're gonna, ooh, that's a really tough monster. So if our mage here has 2 HP, and we've just taken a lot away. We took 6 HP away, and they have 3 HP. Now their total HP is 5. And this is a 9. This monster will definitely win. But here's the thing. We also have this special ability that says defeat the demon and the next monster. And this card is not a demon. Never mind. I'm thinking it was something else. Alright, so never mind. Completely ignore that. What I was going to say though is these icons here in the corner of the monster card will have some of these equipment cards that defeat that monster immediately. Like this one said it does defeat the demon, but apparently this is not the demon. This must be just like a, I don't know, the dragon. Yes, this is the dragon. In fact, the rulebook here shows you what all of the character names are, just for reference. Alright, so anyway, back to the game. So we don't have to worry about that. We want someone to have to face this really difficult monster, so we put it into the dungeon. Next player, la la la. So let's say this has gone a couple of rounds. There's a bunch of monsters in here, and a bunch of people have taken these equipment away. And first person says, pass. I'm not pushing my luck any further. Next person says, pass. I don't want to even risk it. And then we get down to the last person that has not said pass. They have to go into the dungeon. So first, all of these go away. We flip these cards, see what monsters were set aside. A 4, a 1, and a 5. And if you're ever unsure of how many of each monster that comes in the game, you're given this cool little cheat card. And this card actually has a couple of different abilities that I will explain to you here in a moment. So we have these monsters, we reveal them to everybody, they get discarded. Now, these monsters don't matter. Now we have our mage with our equipment here that we can defeat monsters with even numbered strength. We can defeat one monster we draw, replacing it with the next monster from the deck. And we can defeat the demon and the next monster. So you reveal these cards one at a time. First one is a 1. Now our HP is only 2, but that's good because we defeat it. So let's go ahead and discard them. Next monster. Monster isn't even numbered. We defeat even numbered monsters. Done. Next monster. Ooh, that's a 9. We're at 2. Let's see. We have this card we can use. Defeat one monster you draw, replacing it with the next monster from the deck. Let's go ahead and use it. So we'll use this card, set it off to the side, so we discard this card, but now we have to draw this next monster from the deck, and it is a 3. Still beats us. So we take 3 damage to the 2 HP. Alright, so we did not defeat that monster. And we would not have been able to defeat this one. Actually, we would have defeat the demon and the next monster. Too bad these were in a wrong order. But that's how that would work. And because we did not defeat the dungeon successfully with that card I just showed you where it tells you what all of the monsters are and how much of each, you would flip it around and now you have a red card. If you have a red card and you lose a dungeon, you are out of the game. So basically 2 strikes and you're out. This card also gives you some information on what kind of special ability cards can defeat it immediately. Like that one I showed you with the demon had this little icon on it. And the one with the dragon, they would have these icons on them. So now that this has not successfully done it, goes away, your player gets to choose the next adventure. Let's go with the warrior. Put the warrior out. The warrior is blue, so the warrior has blue equipment, which is different. And then you would shuffle the deck, play again, and that's the game. The first person to either A, survive, or B, have 2 of these success cards, which means that they successfully defeated all the monsters in a dungeon, would be the winner. And just for a little treat for you, me and my podcast partner Wayne from Waffle Boat Podcast did a little playthrough of this, so I am going to show you all a little playthrough of us doing Welcome to the Dungeon. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you after the break. Okay, everybody, here's our playthrough of Welcome to the Dungeon. We got fun games.
Welcome to the dungeon. Exactly.
Get it? Ha!
Yep. That's...
I am here with Wayne Shannon, my Waffle Boat podcast
co-host,
Podna, and we're going to play this game.
Yep.
So first, we're going to set it up. Enjoy watching us set it up.
Yep.
Okay, everybody, we have the game set up.
With the rogue.
Yep, we're gonna start with the rogue, and...
These are the other characters, but they're later. But...
Yeah. Wayne, pick. Do you want to go first? Because I've been going first, because I've been going into dungeons. So do you want to draw first?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So basically what I do is I pick a card, and I kind of decide if I want to hide it in a place, like a trap somebody, like paint.
I won't look if you want to show the camera what it is. I'm not looking.
So like high value cards are good to put in the dungeon, and then low value cards are good to burn essentially and ruin one of these abilities. So you paint each other into a corner and wait to see who you trip into the trap essentially.
Can I look?
You can look, yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do with this one is I'm gonna put this in the dungeon. We'll put this here for the dungeon, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
What equipment cards do we have out? Once you choose before entering a dungeon, that was pretty good. Defeat monsters, string 6 or more, that one's pretty good. +5 is pretty good. I'm gonna get rid of this Vorpal dagger.
The Vorpal? Okay, so that's sacrificed from our inventory of available things that would help us if we had to do a dungeon.
Your turn.
So let's see. I'm gonna look at this and I'm going to take this one and burn that out.
My turn?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna show. No, look at the camera. You ready, camera?
Not at all.
Oh. What to do? When you die, come back to life. Defeat monsters, strength 6 or more. I gotta look this healing potion up because I'm curious about this healing potion.
Cool.
Because so
We'll
let's
pause
time
and jump
lapse.
ahead. Hey.
Time lapse. Okay, everybody. So we had a problem with this healing potion, trying to figure out how it works.
A little bit ambiguous.
Yeah, so what we decided was to house roll it, and I will look this up for you. And it will be in my blog that I type up about what they say for sure you're supposed to do with it. But here's the dilemma. The healing potion allows you to come back to life when you go into the dungeon if you die.
Right.
But at the end of the dungeon, if you lost more HP than you went into the dungeon with overall, then you do not succeed in the dungeon. So what we're trying to figure out is, does this healing potion kind of restart that?
Yeah.
Or, so I think that's what we're gonna go with. Sound good?
That it restores all of your ability, like all your HP.
Yeah.
In the turn.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you an extra boost, like you double jump, kind of. Yeah, sure. That's the thing that makes the most sense.
All right. Well, I'm just going to eliminate it from the options.
Right. Okay. Consider it. So then I draw a card.
Yep.
I look at it. Show the camera.
Okay.
Show the camera. Okay. And then what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to. Where's the dungeon here?
Okay. I'm gonna put it in a dungeon.
Okay, I'm gonna back out.
Wayne's backing out.
Yeah, that's my strategy in this game. Set stuff up and just back out.
All right.
Paint them into a corner and just go, nope.
All right, so since Wayne backs out, that means that since we're in a 2-player game, I'm the one that goes into the dungeon. So first we add up how much HP I have. I have 3, 6, 9.
Yeah.
So I would basically defeat anything except for a 9. But this cloak lets me defeat monsters with a strength of 6 or more.
Yeah.
So basically anything that I reveal, I'm gonna defeat.
Well,
So the 6,
this is what can happen in this
defeat
game.
it. 7, defeat it. 5, defeat it. So when you win the dungeon, you get a success card.
Just like that.
Yep, and then when you get 2 success cards, you win the game. So let's go ahead and you want to keep playing now that
You pick a different character.
yeah.
For
So
second
now
round.
these all reset. All of these monster cards
So-
are gonna get reshuffled,
I want mage.
and then we pick the next character
Yes.
and set it up, and then you do another round, and then you keep doing that until you have a winner, or everybody died but you. So let's, I guess, just keep playing. They can watch.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm gonna back out. Backing out. Yep, stepping out.
All right. One at a time. My HP is 5, right?
Yep.
So okay. So.
Not a problem with that guy. Not a problem with that guy.
Oh.
Yep.
Defeat one monster you draw, replacing it with the next monster from the deck. Cha-ching!
Yeah, but did you beat this 9, dude?
No, because I did this, the polymorph.
So you didn't have to clear him?
Mm-mm.
Because how does that do that? It switches him out for you.
Yeah. Polymorphs. So what's a polymorph potion do, Wayne? It changes something into something else. It changed this 9 monster into a 1 monster.
Wow, busted it down. Well then, I guess that means you got that. You win! That's how you win the game.
Dun 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 dun. So that was Welcome to the Dungeon. I hoped you liked getting not just a review of the game and the way it works, but also getting to watch a little bit of a playthrough, even though I know I fast-forwarded a couple of times. This game was great. I enjoyed playing it. I hope that you all enjoyed watching me review it. You can check out not just my blog, but you can also find information about Waffle Boat Podcast down below. You can like, share, and subscribe, of course, because that's always very nice of you. That's it. I will see you next week for another game that I have picked up in the last few months that I have not gotten to review because we were in our spooky month of October. So I will be doing a lot of cool new things coming up, and I hope I will see you in those new videos. This is Cassie Elle signing out with Welcome to the Dungeon.